Child, I don't know why everybody and their mom is so surprised. Nobody ever said that Joseline was a dumb girl. We just said that she problematic.
Let's talk about it.
Shawty, come and swing my way. We ain't gotta waste no time now, baby. Put that all in my face. I just wanna bump and grind on you, on you, on you. Want you on my face, so shawty, come and swing my way.
I want people to have fun. Let's kick back. Let's get into a little tea. Let's not get too crazy, but let's enjoy the sip.
But let's get to the chi-chi, the kiki, the internet bull.
If you want to see extended videos, exclusive content, including story times and more, subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to stay engaged and keep up with my commentary, follow me on Twitter. And if you would like to book a personal reading, you can go to my website, thealigningsouls.com, to schedule you a personal reading today. What's going on, y'all? It's Santana, aka Cheech. And we are back for another Let's Talk About It, because we are talking about a girl. Okay, today we are talking about Miss Joseline Hernandez, or child, if you Miss Dom. Okay, if you Jessica Dom, we're talking about Miss Joseline. Okay, we talking about Miss Joseline. Okay, listen, Miss Joseline recently sat down and did an interview with none other than Thirsty Resident, okay, Carlos King. And, you know, she spilled quite a bit of tap water, okay, but depending on who you ask, a lot of y'all are seeming to be gagging, okay, y'all seem to think that, like, Joseline was dropping tea, but I mean, it ain't like anything that she said, she hasn't said it before, but okay, if this is the first interview y'all done saw of hers, and just say that, okay, but before we go ahead and get into it, make sure that y'all like the video.
Red light, green light, red light, oh. Red light, green light, red light, oh. I don't do yellow, cause it's too mellow. If I don't say hello, you know from the get-go. Red light, green light, red light, oh. Red light, green light, red light, oh. I don't do yellow, cause it's too mellow. If I don't say hello, you know from the get-go.
Okay, so before we go ahead and like dive like super deep or whatever, because I originally was going to do a whole breakdown of the interview, but I didn't feel like watching it twice. I didn't. Maybe for part 2, we'll do it. Okay, we'll do like a watch along, and I get my commentary throughout. I think that's kind of what I'm gonna start doing, because it, as much as I want him to just leave us alone, it seemed like we just gonna be getting videos from Carlos King like every week. Every other week, we just gonna be getting, you know, at least twice a month, I guess, we're gonna be getting these interviews from Carlos King. And at this point, he's annoying. Okay, he is annoying. And listen, I be having my moments where I'm a fan, and then I be having my moments where I'm just like, Carlos, go somewhere, okay? Because here's the thing, I don't like people that's braggadocious. I don't like people that beg for attention. I don't like people that force you to give them their flowers. And I feel like that's exactly who Carlos King is. I feel like he just has to let you know all that he's done. He's constantly listing his resume. He's constantly interviewing people and then centering the conversation back to himself. Like, he's very much the Black Jason Lee, because Jason Lee does this a lot, which is why I had to start watching him. It's like, at this point, I'm like, are you interviewing people so that we can get to know them better? Or are you interviewing people just so that you can bring up, oh, remember how season 1, you know, 20 years ago, that bit we don't even remember or care about, but just so you can come on and be like, remember when I did this? Or remember that situation where I was there and I told you this? Okay, like he's infamous for that. He's 3 for 3 at this point. In the Nene interview, he did it. In Kenya interview, he did it. In this interview, he did it. It's like, you think that we get in all of these people and we're going to speak about like where they are now and what's going on. But no, it's just taking a trip down memory lane when Carlos used to know them and Carlos was close to them. That's what I'm not liking. That's what I'm not liking, because it's like, let's talk about what's now. Let's talk about Joseline's cabaret now. Let's talk about how she went to Vegas and had the whole brawl. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, you know, her coke addiction. Let's talk about that. But no, we're going to talk about the good old days of Love and Hip Hop when you was a producer and you were there to see some things firsthand, just so you could bring up how you was related, how you was connected, and what all you did. I'm telling you, these interviews are less about the guest and more about Carlos. These interviews are self-serving. And y'all can say, oh, it's his platform, it's his podcast. True. Touche. But at the same time, it's just like, girl. Okay? I feel like Joseline didn't really reveal much. Honestly, it's nothing that she hasn't already said, especially like I'm a fan of Joseline the person. The personality can be hit or miss because again, she is problematic, but Joseline the person, okay, outside the persona is very smart. She's very smart, very intelligent, and she's done a couple of other interviews this year that has shown and proven that, right? She did a whole, interview with Dream Chance where she was very audible, very clear with what she was saying, very intelligent. She also did an interview with Breakfast Club. And it's like, if you've sat and watched these other interviews, then you should already know, okay, Joseline got mommy issues. Okay, one thing that's going to happen is you bring up Joseline in her childhood, she's going to cry. Something happened to that girl. Something happened to that girl. And we can all agree that, okay, it carries on to who she is now with her persona. And her persona gives her an excuse to lash out and basically act like the monster or whatever monster was around her or made her into, okay? Okay, we can all agree on that. But it's things that we already knew. We knew that she used to, be outside playing jump rope and then having to walk over, HIV needles and all of that and coke pipes. Like we already knew all of that. Okay. Shout out to Joseline brother though. Okay, Mr. Kerm, that's my baby daddy. He's been my baby daddy for like the last 10 years. That's my baby. Oh, even though he be busting it open wide on the internet, okay, on OnlyFans. Okay, that's my baby. Okay, that is my mother baby. Okay, y'all want to know my type? Go look at her brother Kerm. Don't look too hard now. Okay, but go look at her brother Kermit. That is my baby. Especially when he used to have long hair. That is my baby. That is what I like my to look like. Okay, that's my main number one site. Like that is my. Joseline, that is my baby. Okay, but this ain't about me and him. Okay, this ain't about me and him. Okay, because I got some things to go look at after I'm done with this video. That'll be speaking about my baby daddy. Okay. Ooh. It's too early to be this hot and bothered. Okay, it's 94 degrees outside, but it's 100 in his pants, girl. Listen, okay, but that's not the heat of him. Kermit's cute. But, Joseline has spoken about her mother, and, her family being crackheads and all of that. And, okay, we know that she grew up in a rough part of Puerto Rico. Okay, we know that she Afro-Latina. Okay, we know that she say nigga. Okay, we know CBJ. Okay. What I did find interesting about this interview was she did mention that, okay, she had only known CBJ kind of like a couple of days before they started filming because, on the show, they made it seem like Joseline and Stevie was messing around for years or months at least, and literally they had just met each other. That was good to know. I said, okay, now wait a minute. Okay, now wait a minute. That's highly interesting if you want to say that. Okay, I didn't know that part. And she also started getting into, how she was making a whole bunch of money per episode, which I kind of figured she was making a whole lot because at the end of the day, like Joseline is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Say what you want, but Love and Hip Hop as a whole did not take off until CBJ, Mimi, and Joseline being the ringleader. It did not. Love and Hip Hop had already been on for 3 seasons, if not 2 seasons by that point, and nobody gave a damn. Nobody gave a damn. They tried to bring Tierra Marie on. They tried to bring Erica Mena on. Nobody gave a damn. It was good, but nobody gave a damn. But Love and Hip Hop didn't become like a household name until CBJ, Mimi, and Joseline. And then at the same time, that first season, everybody just played their part so well. So even with Erica Dixon and Scrappy and then Mama D with all her extraness, everybody just added to the foolishness that Joseline and Stevie was already creating with their love triangle. But they are the reason that Love and Hip Hop got put onto the map. That is when the show and the franchise took off and became like a household staple name. So I always believe that Joseline deserves to be number one highest paid because she's the reason it took off. Period. That's why I don't really be so mad at Krishan and when she gets paid on Baddies because as much as I don't like her and I'm tired of seeing her on the show, she's the reason why Baddies took off. She is. Baddies was cool, but wasn't nobody checking for Baddies South, Baddies ATL. Wasn't nobody really checking for Baddies South until we saw, Krishan beat that girl in the sink, and then boom, that's when Baddies became a household name. Okay. But as far as Joseline, she was the highest paid. She was getting up to what, 50,000 per episode by the time she left. I mean, that I didn't necessarily know the numbers and the statistics of it, but I figured she needed to be most paid. Okay. But it's also good to know she was the most paid on VH1, period. Okay. Was there anything else really that happened? Not really. Okay, just more of them sharing stories and Carlos making it about him. Okay, but there was something that she touched on that I loved her for. Because again, Joseline is very smart, and Joseline is a boss. No matter what you say about her, you can't take that away. She's a great mother, and she's a boss. And Joseline made it very. I mean, well, we can go ahead and get into the clip because a lot of people seem to believe that she's throwing shade at Nene, and as soon as she said it, I was like, "Oh, she's talking about the Nenes." Of course, this video has no sound. Of course. Let me go ahead and go to TikTok like I always do, child. What contract these blogs have where they can only post, only post the audio for like one day?
At the Beyonce tour in
Shut up.
New at 6, another surprise at
Oh
the
my
Beyonce
God. Hold on,
tour
y'all.
in LA, and it wasn't on the stage this time.
Do you watch Love and Hip Hop? Right now, I do not watch Love and Hip Hop, but I will say this: when I'm on Instagram or when I'm on Twitter or on TikTok, and I see the video. Do you watch Love? Do you watch Love and Hip Hop? Right now, I do not watch Love and Hip Hop, but I will say this: when I'm on Instagram or when I'm on Twitter or on TikTok, and I see the video, I'm always, looking, because I want to know. I want to see my daughters. I want to see my daughters. I want to see my daughters working. I want to see what they're bringing to the table. I want to see how I taught them, and I want to see how their hygiene and their hair and their makeup and their shoes and everything, their jewelry. I want to see my work through them, not just with them, but with the little artists that make music and do this and do that. They're all I birthed all them hoes. I push them bitches out my pussy, and they know it. They can't wake up without thinking about what I put on, what I did. I mean, I've been giving fashion for 15 years. And then you turn, you don't.
Pause, because we got to agree with that. Joseline has been given fashion. She has been given fashion. Okay, she has. Joseline definitely knows how to turn and look.
Take notes. I teach. But they might not take the notes, but I teach. I'm a owner of something pretty phenomenal. A lot of people don't get the chance to say that. With your help, Lemmy, my husband Melissa, certain people in my life, I've been able to do that. A lot of people can't say that. A lot of people are going to sit on your couch, cry about how big they think they should be, or I should be here, or I should be there. I'm not crying about none of that, because if I want something, I'm going to get it. I'm not comparing myself to the next bitch. That bitch ain't me.
Now pause before I go deeper, because I kind of talked about this in the videos that I've done recently, in regards to like Spice being called a monkey and whatnot and da. So when y'all hear me going off, anytime y'all hear me going off, really, whether it's about Spice being called a blue monkey, or when people say as a black woman, because I do feel like as a black woman and saying my mental health, I feel like that's one and the same. I feel like y'all know what y'all are doing when y'all bring up things like that, because it's like when you sprinkle black into a sentence, or sprinkle black woman into a sentence, or sprinkle mental health into a sentence, it's you're alerting people that you need to be handled with a certain amount of care. It's you trauma bonding. It's you saying, oh no, stop and pay extra attention to me because I'm black, because my mental health, because I could possibly KILL myself right now, because, I have it so hard. And it's just like, I don't like that. Stop with the woe is me. Stop. And whether certain things are true or not, words are very powerful. And again, I'm always coming from a spiritual perspective over here. So people can say I hate women all day. People can say I'm trying so hard to be one, but I don't care, because I come from a different frequency, a different vibration. So either you are matching in alignment with what it is that I'm saying, or you're not. Maybe you're just not there yet. Maybe it's going to take you a couple of years for you to up your frequency and be able to tune into the station I'm at. But I'm not about the whole victim mentality. I'm not. And it could be because I'm a Capricorn rising. Okay. I'm a Taurus sun, Capricorn rising. Okay. So, okay, Capricorn rising, that's not a masculine energy. Okay. And so I'm a little bit more logical than I am reactional or impulsive when it comes to emotions. I just am. I'm not with the victim mentality. I'm not. And it goes for whether we saying as a black woman or my mental health. And it goes for the Nene. Like, it's just like, take advantage of the moment that you have. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of the moment that you have. You have the opportunity to do that different, to do better, right? And I even kind of touched on that when I was speaking about our ancestors and slavery and this, that, and the third. I was like, I wish I would act like we in 1920 and I'm getting offended and da 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 da. I mean, if you get offended by certain terms, okay, cool, but I'm not about to wear that badge of honor of all of that pain and all of that my ancestors went through, because I'm not going through that, and I'm not choosing to allow that to be my reality. When I don't have to answer to certain shit. I can hear certain shit, and guess what? Because I'm not sitting here getting necessarily whooped and beat and whatnot, like my ancestors were. Like, I have the power to make a better reality, to go out there and I'm just blessed with more opportunity than my ancestors ever were. So why I'm gonna spend precious time being mad over some dumb shit when I can go change my future, when I can go change my reality, when I can go along with my highest purpose? You know what I'm saying? And that, like, all of that is deeper than, child, either you're going to get it or you're not. But it all relates back to what Joseline is saying. It's like people want to say, oh, Nene deserves this, Nene deserves that. Girl, F all of that. Instead of Carlos doing these self-serving interviews with my effers, why he not giving these whole shows? Carlos, I don't want to see you sit down with a Nene or a Mariah Huck. You feel like they queens of reality TV and they got done dirty, then you give them a show. You give them all of these toxic masculine niggas out there a show. We on a what? Third, fourth iteration of Love and Marriage that don't nobody care about. And you sitting here trying to compete with Bravo, trying to compete with Mona Scott. How about you give these girls a show? They not tied into no contracts. Give them a show. Oh, I just want to help y'all with these interviews. I'm giving y'all a platform for people to see y'all different. No, give them an actual platform. Give them a show. That's how you help. But as far as the Nenes and the Mariah Hucks and the people that's just like them, not only did y'all cause y'all own demises, but at the same time, y'all don't even know how to leverage y'all star power. Nene will be the first to tell you how she's a star, but she don't even know how to leverage her own light. That's a shame. She's lazy. She's lazy. Completely lazy. And that's what Joseline is getting at, is these people will sit on your couch not knowing who they are. Like, they quick to tell you who they are, but then don't want to put in the work. Stop being lazy. Get up off your AWS and put in the work. Because everything is not just going to be handed to you. It's not. And that's the problem with the black community. That's why y'all sit and y'all complain. Y'all complain about pretty privilege and colorism. And okay, baby, at the end of the day, all that's still going to exist. Now, what you going to do? And that's where I be coming from when y'all hear me ranting and raving in my videos. That's where I'm coming from. Don't matter how many times you get called a monkey. Guess what? Your bills still due at the end of the month day. So what you going to do? You better beat that whole ass and move on. What you going to do? They done called you 1,000 times, gonna call you a monkey. Okay, so it was a little bit easier for this light-skinned girl to get, okay, the bill's still due at the end of the day. You still on this earth until God knows when. So what you gonna do? But y'all rather spend time complaining than becoming solution-oriented. And that's what I hate and will always hate about the black community. It's like just laziness across the board. It's like, instead of actually putting the minds together, okay, how can we get out of this? How can we? Because when you get tired of being sick and tired, you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that we never have to go through this again. But rather than us do that, we like, okay, we just gonna complain until we go through it again. No real actions, no real solutions, no real nothing. And Nene wants somebody to hand her a TV show. Nene wants opportunities and whatnot handed to her on a silver platter because her ego has her thinking that she's old, XYZ. No, baby, you're not old a damn thing. Because we could take it a step further and bring spirituality into this motherfucker. Y'all can sit and talk about all day what she done did for Bravo. Okay, and at the end of the day, God put you in those positions. God didn't put you in those positions for you, though. See, when you truly talented and truly connected to source, connected to spirit, connected to the universe, you understand that all of this shit is bigger than you. It's way bigger than you. Okay, yeah, you got personality. Yeah, you got talent. Okay, yeah, you make people laugh and escape, and you got people running up to you like, oh my God, you done helped me through XYZ. Exactly, because it's not about you. It's not about your dumb ass. It's about them. You were placed on this earth with a gift to be able to help other people. So Nene not old shit, just like nobody on this earth is old shit. You still gonna have to work for it. You still gonna have to show how bad you want it. Just because you blessed with a gift and blessed with an opportunity doesn't mean that somebody owes you anything. And bringing up how easy it is for somebody else to get it, that's never going to change the fact that, bitch, you're still not going to get it until you put in work. Doesn't matter how easy it is for somebody else. And that's where a lot of y'all go wrong. Sitting here having the wrong conversations. So when I say y'all focus on this low vibrational shit, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all having the wrong conversations. Complaining don't get you nowhere. Because y'all mad about one thing today and next week y'all gonna be mad about 10 other things. But you still not where you want to be.
That bitch ain't motherfucking the princess. This bitch right here is the one. Now, there is a time and there's levels to this shit. I hate a bitch that gonna sit on your couch and act like she's supposed to be somewhere where she's not supposed to be at. Bitch, a bitch that's before you is before you for a reason. It ain't your turn. Now, while you sitting up here and crying on the couch and having the tears and you deserve it and you deserve that, bitch, you sound like Mama D.
Let's talk about it.
And we're not here to hear about what you deserve.
It's about what you earn.
What you're doing.
And
that's the difference between me and a lot of reality stars. They sit up here and they cry to you on the couch. I'm not about to come in here and cry to you unless it gets something emotional to do with my mom or my kid or my husband or anything of that matter. But I'm not going to cry to you. No, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing and what I've been doing and how life is so great. Because a lot of bitches want to cry and act like it's somebody else fault and pointing the fingers. But do you ever take any responsibilities for what you done or where you at in life?
Is that how you feel about some women who
this is him leading a question
started before you, leading or even after you?
To get an answer.
I feel like that about all of them.
All of them.
All of them. A lot of them,
messy.
99% of them not doing anything with their lives. It's your fault. Can't nobody come and take you. You can call your friends. I've called Carlos. Carlos is the reason why I got the cabaret. Bitch, I made a phone call. One phone call got me to be here. Made the right.
Ain't Nene friends with that director of Glee in American Horror Story? And we know Ryan Murphy loves to reuse the same people. Look at Emma Roberts. Emma Roberts is on the new season of American Horror Story. Michaela J. Shout out to my baby Michaela J. I know that's my baby. Y'all know that's the one that helped me transition. Okay. Yeah, that's my beat from high school. Okay. But aren't they like, from other, shows and seasons of Ryan Murphy's productions? Okay. Emma Roberts was on Scream Queens. Michaela J was on Pose. Like, Ryan Murphy loves to reuse the same people. Why he ain't reusing Nene? Because her attitude stinks. And she's entitled, like most Black people, Black culture. My effers are entitled. And if you're not, then baby, you are an anomaly. Okay. This ain't for you.
Phone calls. Use your right friends and get the right things done. If you really got true friends and you really think about who you can call, Carlos, I've been knowing it for almost 20 years. I call you any day, anytime. And who gonna tell me I can't?
No, that is true. But you know what's so funny? I will say this. A lot of people think white is right. And they're searching for the approval of the white man, right? And one thing I will say,
oh my God, here we go. I'm gonna say here we go. When all else fails, bring up a trauma. when all else fails, because as a black person in America, shut up, shut up, shut up. Here, Joseline is making valid points. Valid points. And let's say she is talking about Nene. Nene, you had a spinoff. Didn't really do so well because we realized, okay, you're better in conflict. Okay, Nene, it's multiple white people that gave you an opportunity. Andy Cohen gave you an opportunity, and Ryan Murphy, who are both white. Why you ain't called Ryan Murphy back? Hey, I see you reusing everybody. Can I get a little part in American Horror Story? Hell, I'd be a maid if I have to. You know why I started off acting anyways before reality TV? Like, what's up? Right? What we gonna say? Oh, it's a white and black thing. But what is the thing going on with Candy then? Why is Candy able to have spinoff after spinoff after spinoff after? No, sometimes it comes down to your work ethic and you being likable more than your talent. That's why Candy keeps getting reused. But Nene is lazy and doesn't want to do the work like a lot of black Americans. And you can call that coonish behavior, coonish statements, whatever you want to say. But y'all know damn well the blacks outside of America don't respect us for a reason. That's why people from the Caribbean and African countries be looking down on Americans, on American blacks. Hell, even blacks from Britain and England be looking down on American blacks. They all think that we're stupid, we're lazy, and whether we all are or aren't, as much as y'all get mad about stereotypes really are built off of fact over a given amount of time. You know, it's a common amount of data. But what we're not going to sit and do is try to blame the white men. No, Carlos, no.
One thing I will say about you, this is no jokes aside. Because do you watch Love and Hip Hop
right now?
And that's what we just want to end it right there. So I'm gonna say this because even with me, and I always tell y'all, as much as I say I'm against, you know, all of these statements that try to bring up trauma and da. I say it all the time. I could be one of those that easily bring it up. It's so much that I have gone through that y'all don't even know about, and it's so many people that I've helped put on that y'all don't even know. And I've been on YouTube since 2015. I started YouTube the end of 2015, November to be exact. 2016, I started. Just to give y'all a little rundown, I started off doing entertainment reviews, doing Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, all of that. And, you know, it took off. Like my first couple of videos was like 60,000, 75,000 views, 80,000 views, like back to back to back. So like I was hitting the ground running. And then I started getting a lot of like copyright strikes or whatever. So eventually at some point I was like, okay, I got to switch this up because, you know, I'm not about to play these games with YouTube, whatever. Eventually started doing story times. And because, you know, just because I'm Capricorn rising, but with an Aquarius chart, long story short, I know that anything that I do in terms of like my career, I'm supposed to do it in a way that's innovative. Okay, I got to take on that Aquarian energy and do it innovatively and creatively, all of that. So, you know, I studied the game. People told me that I'm a storyteller. You know, I talk too much. So I recognize that story times was a huge thing. I got Venus and Aries in my third house of communication, which basically means that's a great way for me to make money. Okay, because I'm a great storyteller. So that's what I did. And I switched it up. Added the Aquarian traits to it and said, okay, I'm gonna do it more creatively. Started doing storytime movies, green screen, Did all of that. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because I had YouTube in a chokehold. I didn't even have over 100,000 subscribers, but I had YouTube in a chokehold the entire year of 2016 to the point where I was collabing with people of all different sizes. I maybe had like 3,000 subscribers and was already collabing with people that had like 80,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, all of that because my impact was so big. I was getting so many views and my content was just great. It was just great. And then at the same time, behind the scenes, I was helping put people on and showing them, you know, how to make money on YouTube and whatnot. And, you know, giving them the game, like, okay, if you do this, that, and the third, like literally sitting people down, giving them like, child, in a way I should have been charging. I be thinking about so much, like when I be helping people and how I literally should just be charging people. Let me take Jocelyn off the screen because it's about me right now. Okay. I've been thinking about like how I be helping people for free. And like, I really could be charging for the help that I be giving. Because I'm just so talented in different areas. I always said if I wasn't a musician myself, that I would I would be out here managing artists and content creators and all of that, because I just understand business and the way that people think. And honestly and truly, with all of these industries, you really just have to understand the human mind before you can understand your craft. Like, knowing your craft and being talented and all of that is great, but the greatest artists or the greatest chefs or the greatest police people, not police people, but the greatest police, the greatest detectives, the greatest writers, all of these people, at the end of the day, it comes down to the human psyche. The more that you understand people, the better at your job that you will be, because you understand how people react. You understand what gets them going. You understand their triggers. You understand how to speak to them. You understand what makes them sad, what makes them tick, all of that, and you can use it to your advantage. So y'all always hear me speak about Scorpio, Pluto, 10th house. That's what I have going on, right? That's what Nicki has going on. That's what Donald Trump has going on. That's what Kim Kardashian has going on. And even if you put me to the side and you just think of Donald Trump, Nicki Minaj, Kim K, these are all polarizing people that command the public's attention, whether for good or for bad, because they have that Scorpio or Pluto energy in their 10th house of career. So they understand the inner psyche and the inner workings of people, and they just come off dynamic and powerful. And so any industry that you're in, as long as you understand people, you can use it to your benefit. And so that's basically what I was doing. Okay, that's what I continue to do. Heck, I'm doing it now. I was behind the scenes, helping people, literally writing up content schedules for people, saying, okay, post this, post this much, like setting it up, helping them get paid, right? YouTube Black it has become a thing, and everybody and their mama is getting invited to go to YouTube Black. And you would think that me, who literally at the time I was making what, thousands upon thousands of views on my videos and whatnot, like getting thousands upon thousands of views on my videos. And let me see, can I find, let me see, I think I might have some, let me see if I can, hold up, y'all. Like this video while I try to bring up some screenshots, just for those in the back.
Red light, green light, red light, oh. Red light, green light, red light, oh. I don't do yellow, cause it's too mellow. If I don't say hello, you know from the get-go. Red light, green light, red light, oh. Red light, green light, red light, oh. I don't do yellow, cause it's too mellow. If I don't say hello, you know from the get-go.
Okay, y'all, give me a second. Yeah, I just found some just to give y'all an idea, because I know some people probably like, what, because I know a lot of y'all are new to the channel, so I just wanted to like upload some things real quick just to give y'all an example of so I'm not BSing. Okay, let's see, will it allow me to upload? Okay, so yeah, let me just continue talking. So I was making all of these views or whatever on YouTube, and as you can see on the screen, okay, that's one right there. Okay, that's one right there. Let me add this other one. You can just look at the views, right? And these are just like a couple of examples of, what I have. Just a couple of examples. Okay, but I was like really killing it with the views or whatever. And mind you, I was a small channel, so I was doing like way more views than like where I was at in subscribers. Even I was growing through like collabs and things like that. And the reason why I mention all of that is because I was busting my AWS in 2016. I was busting my AWS. Everybody and their mama knew my name, whether big or small. My videos was everywhere. Just like Nicki, all these bees was my sons. Okay, I had little Sky Santana trying to pop up and duplicate my energy, duplicate, my green screens, like trying to be like me. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. And you would think that I would get invited to these YouTube Black events, but no, I wasn't. Not for 2015, not for 2016, not for 2017. Never. Not once. Not once. Okay, and then you seeing all of these creators go on trips. Never once did I get an invite. You seeing all of these people just get all of these opportunities, and I got none of it. None of it. But I had the world in a fucking chokehold, and I was influential and impactful. Okay, even to the point where there was a whole hate train started on me. We ain't got to get so deep into all of that, but when Nikki was going through her hate train, so was I. Even then, I wasn't getting the accolades and whatnot that I felt that I deserved. Okay, cool. So that's YouTube. So aside from that, there's also been people that I've helped in real life, whether it was celebrities and musicians that y'all don't even know, whether helping them with a song or helping them with career branding, or even some popular faces. And I just leave it at that. I ain't even gonna say what they do, but popular faces, people that didn't even want to do a certain type of art. And I basically had messages from spirit, okay, because y'all know, light worker, healer, psychic, all of that, do readings, all of that. And I specifically remember sitting some people down, okay, and like, yo, this is heavy in my heart. This is a message from spirit. This is what you need to be doing. This is your next direction. This is like, and do it just like this. And getting a lot of pushback. No, 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 no. I don't really want to do that. Like, I'm focused on da da da. And I'm like, trust me when I tell you, I know my shit. I know my shit. I know my shit. Especially when spirit is speaking directly to me. I know my shit. Try to tell them nothing, nothing, nothing. Then a couple of months go by, a couple of years go by, and damn if you're not doing exactly what I told you, exactly how I told you, and you on magazine covers, you on reality shows, you know, all over the internet on blogs, and you getting shout outs, and you getting money out the bar, and you working with all these, like, just and meanwhile I'm over here done rebranded my channel, done went from story times, done went through the whole hate train, done went and stopped the channel, then done went and did a line and souls and rebranded that a couple of different times, then stopped that, then came back and doing a competition, and I'm over here like struggling, okay, trying to get my ish up off the ground. And I'm just noticing all of this great thing, like not one hand reached back, not a you good, not a do you need help or anything, not a let me give you the shot, and it's happened multiple times, honestly, since birth, multiple times, but y'all don't hear me get up here and complain about that. You don't. Now in 2016, 2017, during like the whole hate train and things like that, I'm sure that there was probably things that I said and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you constantly like, and that's the great thing about having either Scorpio or Pluto, or Scorpio Pluto in your 10th house, is that wherever you have Scorpio or Pluto, honestly, it's where you constantly rebuild and destroy, because that's what Pluto and Scorpio energy is all about. Reason why I keep saying Scorpio and Pluto is because you have the zodiac signs and you have the planets, and then you have certain planets that rule certain zodiac signs. So Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So whether you're talking about Scorpio or Pluto, it takes on the same energy. And wherever you have Scorpio and Pluto, or Pluto in your chart, is where you're constantly destroying and having to rebuild. It's where you kind of like just know and have that psychic intuition. So if you have it in your second house, maybe you're really good at money. Maybe you're constantly going through ups and downs with money. In your 10th house, you're constantly going through ups and downs with your career. In your 6th house, you might be going through ups and downs with health, everyday habits. In 5th house, you might be going through that with dating, or like entertainment and creativity. Like, if you have Scorpio or Pluto in your 4th house, you might constantly be moving a lot, or like having to like, work on your trauma a lot, or like, rebuilding home. Like, so it depends. But I say all of that to say, it's a lot that I've been through. It's a lot of people that I've helped put on. Whether I was making $1 million or not, I've literally watched me help people go from making like 300 to like $300,000 a damn year, and meanwhile I'm sitting here struggling to rub 2 pennies to get like. And you like, I'm never gonna be the one to just come out and be like, oh, woe is me, and oh, I'm owed this and da 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 da. It is what it is. You can wake up every day and choose to be a BIT, or you can wake up every day and choose to still like, and that's what needs to be talked about more. Miss me with all of the, oh, as a Black woman, oh, my mental health, oh, that miss me with all of that. What needs to be talked about more is when you literally give your last, like everything that you have, okay, your last dollar, including the pennies on the floor, to people, expecting nothing in return, and people still turn around an SHI on you, and you somehow put yourself together to be able to do it again for the next person. That's what really needs to be talked about. That's what really, really needs to be talked about is being traumatized by everything that you've gone through with human beings on this earth and still finding it in your heart to be a decent human being and to be nice and kind to people and to still give grace to people and to still express love to people. That needs to be talked about a lot more. And that's one of the reasons why I will never respect Nene, because it's like, as far as you've gone, the places that you've gone and what you've been able to do, you're not humble. You're not. Nene has not been humbled since her Trump days. So I don't care what people say. You can bring up all of the memes and all of her funny moments, which honestly, most of what she's done was her first 8 years. And I'm going to say it again and again and again. We've known Nene for like 15, 16 years. And everything that y'all bring up about her most iconic days was from the first 7 years that we knew her. The last 7 or 8, 9, she's been annoying us and been problematic. And she's no longer humble. No longer humble. And it's like, even if we were to say, okay, Bravo did you dirty, this, that, and the third, you being entitled and expecting everything to be thrown at you and you having zero humility and you being lazy and not still willing to get up and work for it or fight for it or at least show the universe that, okay, even if I feel like I deserve it and I haven't been granted it, I still feel like I'm trying to show you like I deserve this and I'm trying to earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like even with music, like, you know how many people came to me when Saucy Santana first came out and was like, that should have been you? You know how many people like came to me and looked at Lizzo and was like, I remember when you was putting the big girls on. I remember who's in charge of the girls and da. Look at her. That should have been you. Like, and that's what I constantly had to tell myself. It's not my time. It's not my time. And I understand it's way easier to go ahead and hate the next person and be like, why them, not me? I get all of that, but that's just not how I'm built. And it takes work. And I understand that it's not easy for everybody to do that. I understand it takes a lot of energy to constantly be fucked over by the universe or what you think is the universe doing it. Okay. Because I truly believe, and I come from the school of thought that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And so I feel like life is really all about perception and life is all about duality. It's never about good or bad. That's why when y'all sit and y'all talk about karma and karma, I hope you catch your karma, and it's like, stop using karma as a punishment system. Karma is what you give is what you get. Simply that. It's neither good or bad. It's what you put in, it's what you get back. It's that simple. So life isn't about good or bad. It's just about cause and effect. Okay, action and reaction, so on and so forth, right? And so as hard as it is to sit and be happy for the next person, I truly understand that. I understand that it's hard to be effed over and then still finding in your gut to, not be jealous of the next person. I get all of that. But at the same time, you have to push through and do that. You have to. Because what you're going to do, spend more time being mad and complaining? Again, that goes back to why I said, stop getting so mad over these simple comments. Because at the end of the day, people can feel, okay, if Erica Mena does think Spice is a monkey, what you going to do, sit and cry? You're going to spend more money and more time and energy trying to get this girl fired than just rolling your eyes and saying, you know what? Okay, like, now let me go out there and be a beast out in these streets. Okay, you saying I look like a monkey? Baby, I'm about to get Planet of the Apes real quick on that ass. Okay, I'm about to go ape shit on your dumb ass with my career. Okay? Then you want to do music? Don't you want to be higher than Love and Hip Hop? Oh, you not? Oh, I'm going to take that energy and I'm going to show you how to flip it into some ape shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but sitting around and being mad at the next person, whether it's justified or not, it doesn't do anything. And that's why Nene has gone nowhere. And that's why Joseline, as much as, people might hate it and we deem her problematic, that's why she keeps rising. Like I said, it's so many things that I could say. I could sit back, I could be better about opportunities that I could have and should have had and da. But at the end of the day, am I going to spend more time complaining about that or using that energy to actually keep going? Because I have opinions and I have ways and there's things that I could say. I could break the internet right now if I wanted to. With a lot of things that I could say. And a lot of stories that I could tell. About people that we all know, good and bad. Like, but what matters more to me is my talent and where I'm trying to go. That's what matters more to me. Like, and so sometimes you just got to look at it like, okay, these are the cards that I'm dealt, and this is just how the cookie crumbles. Okay, so yeah, black women have it harder. It might be easier for a light skinned person. It might be easier for a skinny person. Okay, but at some point, guess what? They still where you want to be. They still where you want to be. So we can trauma bond. We can talk about how wrong it is and da 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 and how what should have could have had did it, but they still where you want to be. So what do we do now? And that's why I want to do this video, because I feel like at this point just gonna go over a lot of people's heads. People just gonna focus on the surface. Oh, she coming for Nene. How you coming for the queen and the one that was here before? Okay, and that's why y'all not where y'all want to be. I understand a cute little Kiki. Okay, she came for Nene. Okay, but this topic is way deeper than just that, and that's why I just spent like the last however many minutes breaking it down more for you to understand. Let's take Joseline and Nene out of it. At the end of the day, you want something, you work for it. If the universe has not granted you access, it's not your time yet. If the universe grants the next person access and you feel like they're undeserving, that's not up to you to decide. You still need to get there, though. If that's really what you want, you still got to get there. So focus on that. Put the work in. And if you have not been granted the opportunity to get there just yet, keep putting the work in. Because if you really care about it, then you'll put the work in until you die. Because that's how much it means to you. Not you doing it for clicks, clout, views, fame. No, if you truly are meant to go there and you truly are passionate about that, then nothing should stop you. Okay? Because honestly and truly, when you sit and you look at Nene, it's like, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? I'm sorry. In this world, we're going to have the people that work 9 to 5s, and then you're going to have the entrepreneurs. And there's nothing wrong with either or. Everybody can't be a leader. Everybody can't be a boss. And everybody can't be a part of the team. You need both to be successful. But for me personally, I'm going to always be from the school of thought. And this is how I was when I was younger. I'm not going and begging nobody to let me through their door. Even when I was a little kid, I was like that. As a little kid, in elementary and middle school, I knew since I was a child what I wanted to be. I was very self-aware from the moment I came out my mother's vagina. I was very self-aware of what I wanted to be. I just knew I'm an old soul. Okay, baby, I'm an old soul, and I knew. Okay, and God set me down at 9 years old when I first realized I had psychic abilities. Okay, and told me who I was going to be and what my life was going to be set up like. Now I didn't know the first 30 was going to be like this, child. Okay, that's a whole other story. But I knew who I was gonna be and what I wanted to be. And I knew, like, I'll be damned if I'm outside trying to get people to listen to my mixtape. I'll be damned. I knew at 9 years old, I'm not doing that. You're not what? Embarrassing. I'm not about to be downtown Broad Market, North New Jersey, trying to pass out a CD for people to listen to. No, what? Hoping that somebody recognize? No. And then I started getting into fan sites. I started learning graphic design, web design. At 11, 12 years old, I started learning web design. In 4th, 5th grade. Got computer access. Most people was on Neopets and shit and playing Pokemon and whatnot. And I was doing all of that too, but I was learning how to build full-on websites. Graphic designing, owning fan sites for Sierra, for Raven, for Cat, like all of these people. Because I knew, okay, in 5th grade, at 11 years old, I was like, I'm going to graphic design. I'm a web design so that I can, be able to offer these people a service. And once we do that and we friends and we mutuals, okay, now y'all can help my back. Okay, I scratch your back, you're going to scratch mine. And I knew from that very young age, that's what I was going to do. Right? Now, I forgot why I even brought up all of that. I really did. I forgot why I even brought up all of that. But basically, it got to a point where that's just what I was doing. I forgot why I brought that up. I really did forget why I brought that up. That's how you know it's time to end the video. Because I forgot why I brought up that point. Yeah. All in all, I knew who I wanted to be. And so nothing is ever going to stop that. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the video. I mean, definitely let me know what y'all thought about this. Joseline is a smart girl. She's a smart girl, and I love that she, she was smart enough to say, "Listen, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is not for me. I'm not meant to be here forever." Because she even went on to say, "I could have made $1 million an episode if I wanted to," and I believe it. But she was like, "I need ownership. I need to own my own thing. I need to." So that way I could give something back to Bonnie Bella. I have something, And now she gets a pre-sign on bonus, for Joseline's Cabaret. So she's getting money on the front end and in the back end. You know what I'm saying? And it's way more than when she was making that Love and Hip Hop. And it's continual, it's continual. Okay. And so, she's smart. She's smart. Because if you look back at the show, there's no Joseline there. There's no Nene. There's no one, like every show needs that one person, the star of the show. And Love and Hip Hop Atlanta doesn't have that. Carly Red, Rashida, Erica Mena. I mean, Erica Mena was the star. And that's why Erica Mena is going to be back on Love and Hip Hop soon. They're not going to let her go. They're not, because she is the cash cow. She is a star right now. But, they need that Joseline, that Nene, that one, because everybody else is supporting cast members. And they're not really doing much with their life. Love and Hip Hop in today, how they going to pay their rent? Y'all already see Scrappy in the news about that. And the show been on 10, 12, 13 years. So Joseline is smart. Say what you want about her, and we will. Okay, and we will continue to do so. But she's smart. So definitely let me know what y'all thought about all of this down in the comment box below. As if I give a F. And definitely make sure that you stream my music as if you give a F, okay? And go join my Patreon for more extended content and story times, okay? Because maybe one day I'll tell those stories on Patreon, okay? Because listen. The way there's been so many people who look, if I was bitter, I could say you took my opportunity, or I done helped you, and now you what? You take my advice, and now you on movies and reality shows and TV shows, and your album don't. But that's not me. That ain't me. Because it was for you, it's for you. It was for you, it's for you. Get up off your ass, do the work. Continue to do the work until God says it's time. Okay? It just is what it is, baby. It's like us all trying to go ride on King the Car and Nitro, trying to get on this roller coaster. And you waiting in line, and you waiting in line, and you waiting in line, and then you see these people come out of nowhere from the opposite end, and they just get on a ride, and it's just like, what the fuck? And you so confused, like, I've been waiting in this line all this time. How they just get to get on? Meanwhile, the whole time they got a flash pass, because maybe they already paid their dues. Maybe they already done did something that you don't even know about. Maybe it's karma from a past lifetime. But either way, God granted them the flash pass to be able to go right now. And instead of you just viewing it from that type of way, like, oh, maybe it's a flash pass. Maybe they put in the money, put in the effort, to do that. Maybe next time I could do that. Maybe if I work hard like them, I could be able to, stack up enough, whatever, to do the same thing. Instead of looking at it like that, you more so looking at it like, why they get to go in front of me and I've been waiting in line the whole time, not even knowing that they setup is completely different from yours. Their agreement with God is completely different. Because you understand that each and every one of us on this earth has a calling. And when God gives us that calling, it's not on speakerphone, baby. It's just between you and God in the universe, in spirit. But this is where this ends. Definitely comment below as if you give an F. No, comment below as if I give a fuck, and definitely share my music as if you give a fuck. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. I love you all in HD audio. Support the Patreon. Subscribe there for more stories. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one.
I'm trying to fuck now, so baby, let's dance. Fuck up my baby right here on my legs, man. I'm trying to